we're thrilled to have you. I know your heart's in it, and you'll have tons of support, and we're going to support you the best we can, and know that there'll be moments you're going to go, help, what did I do? But we're all here. We're all here.
Welcome. And I was just kidding about providing Starbucks. That's just hazing, you know. I don't have any slips, Brianna, for anybody wanting to come in and address the board on any issues? No? Okay, so we'll move past those two. STA? Where are you? There you are. Remember to press your button.
I'm gonna press buttons.
There you go.
I'm good at doing that. Okay. Hello. The summer has flown by, and as we look forward to a new school year, I want to express our collective excitement and readiness. While many of our teachers enjoyed a well-deserved break, others dedicated their time to professional growth and district initiatives. We are particularly proud of one of our own who has stepped up to take on an administrative role. Congratulations, Amanda. We are grateful to the board for recognizing the need for added support for both site principals in the form of teacher in charge. STA met with the district over the summer to discuss the new position and in turn informed our membership of this exciting opportunity. This is a crucial step in supporting our principals, our teachers, and our students, as well as ensuring the continued and improved success of our schools. We are optimistic about a strong pool of qualified candidates and look forward to filling these roles. We are also excited to see that we are almost fully staffed before the start of the school year. Between our amazing admin, our terrific teachers, our super support staff, and our fantastic families, it is certain to be a wonderful school year, and we look forward to telling you about it in the near future. So thank you. Happy end of summer and happy school year to come.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Vieringo, when we
Yes.
get to action items 6.2 and 6.3, which is the teacher in charge job description and the teacher in charge salary schedule, I'm going to invite you to be part of our conversation with that in case the union wants to have some more input on those two things.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody from CSEA? Not seeing anybody moving. Board member comments. Steve.
It's August. It's time to get going, eh? Here we go. That's all I
Okay.
have.
Frank, anything more than Steve had?
Yeah, to all those teachers. and
It's
staff
not on.
members,
You got a pot. You got. There you go.
There we go. To those teachers and staff members that may be here, may be watching from cyberspace, thank you for reaching out with your questions and concerns. I will do my best to get them answered, share your questions and concerns with the rest of my board and the administration, and hopefully we can appease. I don't like the word appease. Appease sounds condescending, but I don't know what the other word would be. Hopefully we can let you know that your concerns have been heard and hopefully questions answered in a satisfactory manner. So as a board member, I ask that you continue to reach out and keep that dialogue happening. That's it.
Thank you. Stephanie.
So just want to welcome everybody back. I know it's kind of a hard time because it's the end of the summer, which we're always typically sad that summer's ending. But as I've started to connect with the district more, because things are starting to ramp up, I'm starting to feel less sad about summer ending and more excitement about the school year starting, in honesty. And I think what Eric was saying about that special uniqueness about Spreckels, again, is true. And so it's kind of nice, like it's almost like a homecoming, start of school and everybody coming together again and all of the fun things to look forward to on top of the academics and the learning as well. So welcome back, everybody. Look forward to working together in the new academic year.
Thanks. I spent the beginning of the summer in the technology committee, and Brianna led us through really a very interesting and enlightening set of days. And I think we have a good direction to head forward on our planning, and I'm really excited about doing that. Got to work with some teachers that were just great. It was really fun, and I appreciated the opportunity to do that. And then I had an opportunity with Eric to take Mrs. Sherpinski out to dinner and say a formal kind of, farewell. And she had lots of ideas about the school, didn't she? You're still thinking about that.
And she'll be back soon as a volunteer.
And we're not going to tell you any of that. But she's great, and looking forward to retirement. I've got some retirement things for her to work on, so yeah, she's really great. And heading into this, I really feel that family sense of Spreckels very much. Eric was a teacher, and then a principal, and then a superintendent, and then a superintendent principal, and again a superintendent principal. And it's like people in the county recognize that Eric has a deep commitment to this place because he's still here, and he's grown all the way up through administration, and you're well known through the district. I went over to have some physical therapy done, and the physical therapist said, "Oh yeah, Mr. Tarallo, he was that young, energetic guy that was teaching when I went through Spreckels." And yeah, and now he doesn't have any hair. No, he didn't say that. And then Mrs. O'Hara, who's been a student and a teacher and now administrator, it just feels right. It just feels really right. So we'll do all that we can to support both of you in those new roles, but I'm very optimistic. Okay, oral and written communications, we got an update from the Panetta Institute, which I'm going to pass around to the other board members to take a look at. And Eric, in your role as superintendent, you want to say anything?
I just want to echo the welcome back. And it's funny you said energetic, because I kind of feel like revived and like, this is August. I feel a lot better than I have in the past. So I don't know, but I think maybe I'm excited about taking on the dual role again. I always miss being with the kids on the daily, and the DO I will support too, but I'm looking forward to a great year. August happens and people think, oh, well, I took 2 months off and here we go, but that's not the case. There's a lot of people working behind the scenes. I'd like to thank Andy and his maintenance and custodial team. They start basically the day, well, probably the night of graduation. They start putting away chairs and starting, and then it's stripping the floors, and there's not a day that they're not trying to get to the deadline of making sure rooms are ready for the teachers, which is Monday, and they are. Thank you. And he's also had to oversee some solar panels, and yes, they're crooked, but they're getting fixed. But thank you, Andy. Our district staff, they're busy paying bills, ordering books. They never stop, so thank you. The management team, we're scheduling students. Brianna's installing and repairing technology. It's, again, there's a lot going on when people are taking vacations, well-deserved vacations, but thank you to the people that stuck around to do it. And most importantly, a lot of hiring. So I want to acknowledge Monica, because, I mean, if anybody doesn't get it, I mean, she doesn't have a stress-free day. It's like, have you hired this? Have you hired this? The good news is we are almost fully staffed. We were able to, this is the yay part, a very qualified, experienced music teacher for the elementary school that's ready to go. She has both California experience as well as internationally in Japan, and she was fantastic. So her name is Mrs. Rakana, and she'll be ready to go with the kids. We were able to hire 3 brand new teachers for Spreckels, Amanda's first round of interviews. She did a great job. 2 math teachers at BV. Actually, one is coming from Spreckels, Mrs. Stroud, who's going to do 6th and 7th, and then we hired an all-star 7th and 8th grade math. So our math department is very, I think, very strong. And a Spanish teacher as of yesterday. Just waiting for his signature to drive, but that happened yesterday, so there's big relief, because without a Spanish teacher here, there's no Spanish program. And it's a program of 1. So that was great. We still have a couple of positions to fill. We're doing our best, but we have a plan for that. And anybody knows if anybody wants to be a instructional aid, go see Monica, please. We need to fill 2 of those slots. And otherwise, wish everybody a great school year. I love seeing the parent groups, because they also don't take time off. They're being creative about how to support, and what to do in the first day, and I think in the second they're going to tell us really good news about money. So I'll just let them do it.
Great. Do you want to segue into being a middle school principal, or?
Well, we'll take the school ones off because I don't want to put man on the spot, but we're putting kids in classes and counting textbooks and making sure we're ready to go. Right now we actually have 2 camps. Part of our LCAP, goal number 3, talks about community partnerships to increase the opportunities for kids. We have Hoop Jones this week inside the basketball courts, and we have lacrosse on the field. So a lot of our kids, you can see the kids that are coming back in a couple weeks, we're providing them, I think, a lot of fun things to do for the summer.
Hey, Amanda, no pressure, but we have an open mic for you right now if you want to say anything. Yeah, over.
Oh, Mike, no, it's a mic. You gotta turn on.
I don't have a report yet, but I just wanted to say thank you for the warm welcome. I am really excited to be doing this new role. It's a little overwhelming at times right now, but I think I'm have a really good, strong support system and a lot of information and people helping me, and I think I got it. So I'm really excited, and just want to say thank you and welcome and happy August to everybody.
Is that the first gentleman of Spreckels on Metro over there?
This is my husband Casey. He's here as support today. Thank you.
The first gentleman. I like that. We're going to have such a t-shirt. SUEF, PTO, BV, Bobcat Club, nothing.
Let's go right here, Spreckels PTO.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, wasn't expecting anything.
So can I move it?
Yeah.
Okay, a little short here. Okay, so we just want to, from PTO, we just want to say we are super excited about this upcoming school year and all the fun events and ideas that we have planned for the kids and also for the teachers and everything like that. So that's going to be great. When it comes to money, yes, we, over the summer, well, right before school ended and then into the summer, we were able to meet with Mrs. O'Connell and Mrs. Ball to kind of get the teachers rolling on it's like a literacy reading training. And so they met with Chartwell, the Teaching Institute, and they decided that's where they wanted to go. And so they were just wondering what we can offer. And what we had said was, let me pull it up so I can get the right amounts. So for a 3-day training with 1 day of coaching, it is $18,000. And then for a 5-day training and 1 day of coaching, it's $28,000. And so we got together with PTO, and we will present this at our next board meeting, like our actual meeting, if you guys decide on which one you want to go with. But we are, as PTO, we are going to offer, well, still has to be voted on for our meeting, but we are thinking 3 days of training, 1 coaching. PTO would pay $13,000. So then the district would pay $5,000 of that. And if you guys decide to do the 5-day of 1 day of coaching, PTO would pay $20,000 and you guys would pay $8,000 as a district. So that is, if you guys decide on if you guys are able to do that, then we can present whichever one you choose at our next board meeting, which will be August 20th. Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Chris, is it okay to comment? Right now?
Sure. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done with
Yeah,
that.
okay. I read yours being done. I didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt.
No.
Okay. So, so the Chartwell literacy instruction is cutting edge stuff. It is good stuff. It is the latest and greatest. I know there's the reading wars have heated up in Sacramento and across the country. It's part of my work. But this is cutting edge. It is the science of reading, for better, for worse. But I use science of reading small s, small r, meaning it's not, you don't have to stay in a lane. You still have a lot of tools in your toolbox. But I highly recommend this training. It's been very effective around the county, in other districts already. The only exception with it hasn't been jointly funded with the parents. So in the community, it's an interesting motivator to get this done, and we're getting a deal if we do it. Okay.
I think the next time they sit down and talk
Yeah.
field trips with me, they probably won't say, oh, by the way, we have some extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, professional development's being cut, so let's talk. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
No doubt.
So Eric, you're gonna have a conversation with the two teachers involved and give us a recommendation about the 3 or 5 day training?
Absolutely. We've actually met with Amanda, so we're just trying to figure out with the presenters what works logistically with those days. So we're definitely, thank you.
And make sure that you let us know,
Yeah.
when that decision is.
Well, you probably have to formally approve the contract for sure. Okay.
Great.
Oh, my mic? Thank you, PTO was pretty much what I said. Thank you.
All right, program updates. Bernard, or facilities, probably Andy. You made Dirk will stand up at the mic, so you got it.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate what I just said earlier. Hey, look, it turned on. Okay, so updates. BV solar panels are done. We're just waiting on PG&E's blessing to turn it on. We'll see when that happens. As far as the Spreckels project, it's all up. As far as the structure, no wiring or anything has been done yet. They're working on that now. And the HVAC, room 9, 10, and 11. That'll be completed next week. So that's about it. We're had a busy summer of cleaning. Had a lot of absences, which made it a lot harder to get work done, but we're navigating through it, and we'll have it ready for opening day of school. Yep.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you for your work.
Food service, Bernard?
Yeah, haven't had a chance to get back together with the staff on this one, but one of the things that I thought about over the summer was maybe a quarterly nutrition committee, bringing in some parents, even some students, right? Let them have a voice and just kind of start having those discussions now, especially depending on what happens with the bond measure. We may have some opportunities, but start getting those ideas and that feedback and collaborative, transparent process, and see what we can come up with as we head into this coming year.
It seems like we should have a board rep on that. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So, if anybody wants to.
Not it.
You want to do
Not
that?
it.
Oh, yeah.
Not it.
I didn't know what that meant.
Okay, now you do.
Okay, so if anybody's interested in it, we'll let Peter know, let me know. Okay. Okay.
Sign her up.
Yep,
You're signed up.
thank you.
Transportation, we do have the transportation report, which was included. The real takeaway there is, so 28% of the student body is utilizing transportation. We've talked over the last year about struggles with getting enough bus drivers, relying on subs. We know going into this year, our subs are not going to be able to sub as much as they have in the past. They've let us know that. Heather works miracles, but, you know, she's going to have to probably do it again. The good side is we do have one of our facilities / bus drivers who's going to be doing full-time bus driving for a while. The downside to that is that takes away 4 hours of facility work every day from Andy's team. So, you know, hopefully sooner rather than later, we have that position floated. It's been out there for a while. No bites, right? Not a single bite. Yeah, and part of the problem is, you know, you have staggered pay rates, right? And so, you know, that's something we'll have to consider what we do with that. But that would be much bigger discussions with CSEA, obviously, on how we deal with this going forward. But we need to solve it somehow. So it'll be at the forefront of what we're doing this year, trying to come up with some good measures so that we can keep students in the seats, get them to school safely, get them home safely every day.
Technology. Hey, Brianna, remember to press your button.
I was going to say this.
I know.
Don't forget my button.
I bit my tongue.
Like was mentioned earlier, view boards were installed over the summer. I think they look pretty sleek on the sliding tracks. Teachers are going to have training when they return on Monday afternoon. Good news is that our technician Jared, when he was a substitute, he used view boards a lot, so he has a lot of experience with that. So he'll, there'll be 2 of us to be out there supporting people, as they're getting familiar with using them. Let's see what else. We are working towards rolling out multi-factor, so there'll be a soft rollout in the when people come back, which I know is scary, but security is important. Our E-rate passed. We got fully funded for our E-rate project, so we're waiting for delivery of our new UPSs, our backup batteries. So hopefully by the end of September that project can be completed and we can start planning our next 5-year cycle of E-rate money. And then master schedule, we've been working hard to get the master schedule done so that we can ensure digital curriculum can be rostered. Because I know last year with the new system, there was a lag in rostering, learning the new system and getting everything prepared. And so ClassLink and stuff wasn't up and ready to go as quickly as it needed to be because we were waiting on master schedule. But we should have it done soon. Oh, and Parent Academy. We are going to be doing a digital Parent Academy session next week.
Yeah, actually 4 in total.
Yeah.
Brianna's,
Digitally and in person. And we'll be talking about Parent Portal, Parent Square, Chromebook Care, digital citizenship resources.
So these are online trainings for parents about those topics.
Yes.
2 in person and
2 in
she'll be
person,
online, yeah.
2 online.
Great.
So the digital citizenship, can you talk a little bit about that? Is that like for the families?
For parents, it's really just, we have an hour, so I'm just going to provide a few resources that they might be helpful in talking about digital citizenship with their students. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay, Brianna, take us through the fund balance report.
Everyone's favorite. So not a lot to talk about really here right now. This is what you've seen before. It's really the initial budget. There's going to be some changes here coming up. What we're going to do is the process, just so you're all aware, is we're working on getting the books closed for last year. So lots of adjustments are being made. Money's being moved around to make sure we're using our resources wisely. That will wrap up and we'll be presenting our unaudited actuals in September. So from that point, what we'll do is we'll take those numbers, that'll adjust all our beginning balances here that you see. Once those are done, we'll do what we call traditionally the hiring budget, final hiring budget. So we'll get that done, and that's when we're going to have our real working document going forward. But a couple highlights coming out of closing or what we're looking at. So we ended up with about 210,000 higher in revenue than we had originally estimated. Federal revenues, we have about 150,000 that are receivables. Most of that ESSER funds, those are those one-time COVID monies. The program's over. We're just going to have to wait to collect. We just finished the reporting. They'll eventually catch up and fund us based on our usage. And we were able to fully expend what they gave us, which is good. State revenues, about 120,000 that still has to be determined. I need to get in and do a little deeper dive to see where we stand with those revenues. And then our locals, we're actually up 231,000 in local revenue, mainly from investments. Investments and interest income, about 90,000 in interest income. That was higher than budgeted. And then we didn't have a budget for gains because you just don't know what you're going to get. So to be conservative, we put nothing in there for that. So it was a nice surprise. So fund balance kind of coming up, going into these tough times, which is always a good thing. On the expense side, at first glance, it looks like a really big number. About 11,000 in unspent certificated dollars. So that came out pretty well matched to what we expected. Classified was a little bit higher, about 115,000 higher, but we created the new board position and payroll combination, so that moved it into a category that it had not been before, a higher pay rate. So just some things there, some other positions. Everything's good there, though. Benefits, about 400,000 lower than budgeted, so there's a good, healthy savings. Books and supplies, 137,000. So these are all prudent decisions that people were making, knowing $775,000 lower, but the real issue there is a lot of that's that ELOP money that we've talked about that's unspent, and some of the arts money that we have not taken advantage of yet. So that's really a wash at the end of the day, because we recognize it as an expense, knowing we're going to be paying back some of this money. In fact, 2 years worth of money that we just have to give back. Eric and I have talked even recently yesterday with the senior director over at MCOE about we need a little bit of help in how we can navigate these really stringent 9-hour, 210 days a year rules to our advantage, so that we're not leaving money on the table that could be benefiting our students. So we've got to figure that one out. We've got some pretty creative, good ideas that hopefully at some point we can come back and share as a plan with you. Debt services were a little bit higher than we had planned, but that's to be expected. We're starting to service the loan here for the solar projects and things, so that was not anything out of it. But at the end of the day, right now, the projection is about a $7.97 million fund balance. That'll fluctuate, probably in the down direction when we finally close, but it is going to be much higher than what we had gone into budgeting with. So that's good. That gives us a little bit of this cushion as we go into these really tough years. Probably next 2 years will be very difficult, possibly 3. It might take a while to dig out of this mess, but there's hope, right? I think a lot was learned from 2008 in the state, and the legislature is fully behind education in the state, which is really good, or for the most part. Steve would know better than I would.
Most parts an accurate qualification.
But I do definitely hope that we can get through this just by being real collaborative, upfront, transparent with everybody, holding ourselves accountable, and just being prudent spenders of our money. I mean, like we talked about today, this is unplanned expense for this Chartwell, but big ROI, hopefully,
Yeah,
right?
potentially.
And so those are the types of places where we should be making the sacrifice and the dip into the fund, not the ice cream social, which is great, but probably not going to give you the real return on what our real objectives are. So hopefully that's what we do. That's really where we're at right now in terms of fund balance. Really strong cash position, really well positioned to go into this difficult time. So it's all positive.
CalSTRS returns have looked really good too. Did you see
CalSTRS and CalPERS,
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Very, very healthy returns in the
over the last
retirement
several
system.
years? Yeah, it's so as far as investments go, things are good.
Fund managers are doing their job.
Yeah.
Just as Bernard talks about collaborative, know that my plan, and hopefully Bernard's plan, because it's my plan, is that we're going to come out to both of the school sites and talk about budget, do presentations, and have conversations with the teachers about that. So we'll be doing that. Amanda and Eric, in your roles as building administrators, are going to help us find the right time to come out so that we can have these conversations, and we'll do that a couple times during the year. So as we head into the tough times, we'll know what the priorities need to be from the perspective of the teachers and those of you on the front lines. So we're gonna be out there.
Yeah, and that
right?
extends,
It's in your
yeah,
plans, right?
That's absolutely in the plans, as well as if you guys want me to come to a PTO meeting, any of those, anything in the community. I'm thinking about maybe we put something out periodically to the public on budget, just to keep everybody updated. I mean, I think that's what I like to see as a parent and a taxpayer. So we should be doing the same thing, right? So otherwise, shame on me. So we'll be moving in that direction. Once everything kind of slows down a little bit here, get through closing, then I can start putting those real attention to those types of matters.
Great. Class configuration?
Okay, let me get to that section. All right. So, as far as class configurations, I don't know if Eric, if you want to hit on anything.
Sure. Just with the exception of 6th grade, we're pretty full. We're at the number that's our threshold. Again, we're overall declining enrollment. What used to be 4 classes of sections, we're now 3. But they are full, which means that our staffing is efficient in where it should be. It has gone up a little bit over the last few weeks. It probably won't go over unless we have people who have moved into the district, because we are kind of capping them. With the exception of sixth graders. If you know some sixth graders,
Well, how about kinder and pre?
we're at height.
Let me get there.
We want to be at 20 to 1 in TK, so we're right there. And then 25 to 1's the high number in kinder. And so, yeah, so we're all working, I mean, it's working out.
Yeah, and I think overall we're at 555 ADA when we take out the students going to the MCOE programs for special education. It's a little bit higher than what we had budgeted, so that will give a little lift when we do the models by about 10 students.
We're still down.
But we're down about 33 from October 1st CBED's day. We were at 888, and now down to 855. So still doing that trend, and another topic that we need to all put our heads together. How do we stem this or adjust and maintain our programs going
Or
forward?
you need to have staff have more babies in the district.
Yeah.
It's above my pay grade.
Yeah, not personally, I'm not. I just happened to look at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's got 7.
Okay, annual attendance summary.
Yeah, so this was to wrap up the year. A little lower than we probably would have hoped. You can see here down at the bottom, 836.99, 837. And so that just ties into one of the LCAP goals we have this year for dealing with chronic absenteeism. That's one area where we can elevate this number, the ADA number. That's fully in our control, whereas enrollment is not. So,
A little good news on that. Some of the data we looked at yesterday, it's raw. Some of the data we looked at yesterday was raw. I mean, it hasn't gone through its vetting before it becomes published. Showed a 3 or 4% decline in chronic absenteeism since we've been having this conversation and reaching out. So that initiative that we started in the spring is actually, according to yesterday's data, we're going the right direction, which is good.
and we're well below the state average, which is
Yeah.
also a positive. So that means people are engaged relative to the rest of California. But still, there's a lot that could
Right.
be made up. And so we need to work on that. And really good data that MCOE shared with us.
And so we know the dates this year, right? It's October. What's the CBED's date?
It's the
October?
first Wednesday in
yeah,
October.
So we know, and I think we talked about our June meeting or something. Can we plan around that day, like at both sites, something that would, motivate students to be there that day and families to get their kids there? I mean, right? That seems like a easy, strategic.
Who's your ROI on an ice cream social?
Yeah, there's the
that's
ice cream
true. You
social,
might be
exactly.
onto it right there.
Yeah.
As long as we can make it nutritional.
But we should be making a push on that
There you go.
from the beginning of the year, so that happens in October. But I like ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. That is absolutely still a strategy of addressing attendance and chronic absenteeism, but that seems like a low-hanging
Yeah.
apple.
I see teachers in the back of the room nodding their head in ice cream, so. Yeah.
So any further questions on that?
Folks, okay. Let's go through the action items. Resolution 2425/1, authorization to file eligibility documents and state facility applications to the state for new construction and modernization projects under the Leroy F. Green School Facility Program.
So this is just kind of an annual filing, just
Do we have a motion? Someone want to move it? Thank you. Someone want to second it?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, now.
okay, yeah. So it's just a formality to make sure that we can avail ourselves of state funding when we go to apply for it. So that's all this really is making sure we've got everything, all our I's dotted, T's crossed before as we go into this hopeful successful bond mission.
Okay, this is a roll call vote. Frank? Aye. I'm an aye. Steve?
Aye.
Peter's not here. Stephanie? Aye. Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 2425-2, designating authorized agent to sign school orders for the school year 24-25. Can we get a motion? Second?
Second.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, just some adjustments to the names. Again, just some house cleaning.
okay, again by roll call vote. Frank? Aye. I'm an aye. Steve?
Aye.
Stephanie? Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 24-25/3, designated authorized agent to pick up accounts payable and payroll checks for the school year 24-25. Can I have a motion? Second?
Second.
This is just,
Once again, just house cleaning, making sure, taking people off that are no longer applicable and putting some people on.
just a little. Frank? Aye. I'm an aye. Steve?
Aye.
Stephanie? Aye. Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 24-25/4, approval of district representative to the Joint Power Authorities. This is so that we can send Bernard and the rest of us don't have to go, right?
Yep.
All right, can I get that motion?
Second.
Okay, a roll call vote. Frank? Aye. I'm an aye. Steve?
Aye.
Stephanie? Aye. The motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 24-25/5, the education protection account. Second?
Second.
Yeah, so the EPA account is basically an offset to the LCFF money. That's how you can just think about it, right? It just puts a little bit of restriction on some of the LCFF money that we received. And so what you got with that was a report that just kind of showed what we did with it. So we fully expended those funds, and we did so by just transferring from our unrestricted to that EPA account some certificated salaries in the tune of about 1.3 million. So that's all it was. It's just an administrative housekeeping in the budget, but it's all from the same pot of money.
Here's the roll call vote. Frank? Aye. I'm an aye. Steve?
Aye.
Stephanie? Motion passes 4-0-1. Resolution 24/6, ordering an election to authorize the issuance of school bonds establishing specifications of the election order and requesting consolidation with other elections occurring on November 5th, 2024. Can I have a motion, please? Second?
Second.
So this is the moment we've been waiting for, working towards. Last few months we've been, reaching out to our stakeholders, asking what facility improvements they would support. We've done community polling, which is favorable to our district, and now is when we kind of put our money into the pot and move forward. This requires 2/3 of the full board, which would be all 4 members, just so you understand. And this allows us to file with the election department within, I think, 5 days. And then we start moving, we start campaigning and mobilizing and pass it on. Anybody was wondering, we have many projects, but really the portable, going back 28 years, 29, I was a teacher here in a portable that faced the field. 1998, that portable was picked up at wintertime, drive across the river and placed at C2. Mr. Dodd still uses the same classroom I did 28 years ago, which is perspective, right? So our portables, I'm sorry, but that's just a fact. We have some work to do that's not going to come from the other source other than our taxpayers. So that's what we need. And the community, hopefully, is behind this at least through the polling and see if we have a good chance.
Okay, very good. Roll call vote. I'm an aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0-1, which is so close. That's what we need. Yeah, okay. That's what we need. 8%. Thank you. All right, bullying prevention, please.
Once she's got settled in, she and I will brainstorm with hopefully our teachers in charge by then and put together some programs and a long-term plan for the year, bullying prevention wise.
Okay, 8th grade trip to Sacramento. Are you being a superintendent or a principal now?
Let's go principal.
Okay.
But I'm going to bring in some help. So a few months back, the 7th grade president, Joanna Richard, spoke eloquently at the podium and explained how her class really was the class that kind of lost everything. They lost their 4th grade trip, or the 4th grade trip to
Science camp.
in 6th grade, Gold Rush. They pretty much lost everything. And so their plea, which was fair, and I think you supported it, was to put together an 8th grade trip for this year. Mrs. Jones took it and ran and put together quite, I think, which would be a lot of fun trip. It's got a little bit of sightseeing, historic, plus the timing is perfect because Hamilton, the play, it will be in Sacramento that exact time.
Oh, really?
Years back, our 8th graders went to Hamilton and San Francisco. This was paid for by the county. It was one of the highlights, I think, of the last 10 years. Mrs. Jones, do you want to add to that, or what this kind of trip will?
Yeah, but you said most of it. It was just originally we saw that Hamilton was coming back, and originally we just thought San Francisco because that's where our 8th graders just graduated saw it. And then when we did some digging, turns out they're going to Sacramento after San Francisco. So that's what drove the timing of this trip for it to be in January. It's going to take some juggling. We can't get our group tickets till the night. We have a great chance, but have to get them that night in order for this to work. So I'm very confident that I'm just being transparent.
The rest of the trip could happen, though, still with the
The trip will still happen. That's not a question, but it would just be so cool to be able to have that be part of it. So we have a lot of say in what the students actually do. As some of you may know, Robert Davis is the Speaker of the House. So I will be reaching out to him.
I'm actually up there that week, so we can work something out. Yeah. I didn't go that far. I just if you need, I mean, I can probably get Laird and Revis to show up and do something, figure something out. Okay, all right.
So there's still some work to do. We're able to keep it under 500 per student. We are going to assist with some fundraising opportunities. Hopefully, there's some needs-based opportunities for funding, but also so that every student could get the benefit from that to keep that cost down. That number, if you look on the left, that includes, so we have 117 8th graders as of now, 5 teachers, although only 4 may go. So that allowed the rest are parent chaperones. So depending on how many sign up, we have to do a lottery of some sort. But ideally, we have at least a 1 to 10 ratio. So and honestly, if this works out, I would love to do this from now on. How cool is this?
So we did survey our 8th grade parents to see if was anybody interested. It was overwhelming yes. 3/4 said absolutely, and we did say, would you need support? And about 25 said yes, and that 25 is almost the same numbers our unduplicated students, which per our LCAP, we help support things like this. So we have money in the LCAP to provide that with, I guess, scholarships or whatever for kids that are needy. So the number almost perfectly lined up.
Yeah.
There you go with scholarship and fundraising. Dumb it down to me. Are students expected to come up that $4.99 or is that?
Families. It's like science camp.
I'm kidding, that's a lot of money.
I know. And that's why
It's
fundraising
all
is.
inclusive, like I agree with you. It is a lot.
I agree, it's probably a good value.
Well,
That's a big ask.
I'm hoping that Art Music Grant Hamilton, you and Art and I have been talking about that.
What does history show? How many families are able to, I mean, do we leave a lot of kids behind on something like this?
I think, don't we have money to fund folks that can't come up, a handful?
So the organization has funding available. We get money so we'll put back into scholarships that I think we should just divvy up. But then we also have, like, there's that vertical raise that's in the cycle, which is, we're hoping to partner with Bobcat, but I just hoping maybe they could benefit from concessions and sporting events. I have a few things in mind. I don't think we can get it to a 0, but if we could get it down, 20, 25%.
So one way or another, every kid that wants to go will go.
Yeah.
Yes, on this type of trip. Now, the Washington D.C. trip is separate, run by the parent groups.
Yeah.
And spring break, yes. So it was a great question, Frank, because we've never done this trip, but we've done science camp, and science camp runs about $300. And about 90% of the kids go, and we make sure that those 10%, we make personal calls, not because of,
Yeah, they're opting out for some other
yeah,
reason.
they don't want to overnight or whatever.
Very cool. I commend everyone for making that happen. That seems like a very big number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Doing
It's a thing.
questions
Yeah, a lot of work into it. Yeah.
When I taught at Sac State, I volunteered for the History Museum, so I could come along and do a bit of that guiding if I get to go to Hamilton. Okay. Yeah. I can get in contact with those folks up there. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, thank you. Okay, we got some action items under personnel. Item 6.1, certificated offers of employment. Can I have a motion to approve, please? Second?
I'll keep seconding.
These are lineups of teachers. Yeah, this comes to you every year. It's basically the teachers that were in sign up for the year, and they're all-star groups. We're hopefully sign up.
Alrighty.
Any comments from the board? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 401. Teacher in charge job description. Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll second it.
Thank you. This is the first read, right?
Yes, am I on though? Oh, you're not. I guess it goes out.
Yeah, it keeps turning off.
Yeah,
Might need a new one. Yeah.
maybe. It is going on.
Okay,
This is
job
the first
description.
So, at our June meeting, I think, when the board ratified my new superintendent slash principal contract, which was also the administrative support, help the board, new principal contracts. So, we did, put together a job description. There's not a whole lot of teachers lucky enough to find something close like a dean of students. So what we took the current teacher job description and added basically 8 or 9 items of ways that they would support admin. Some are specific, some are more general because the sites have different needs. We met with our STA partners at least twice. We presented the job description, got their feedback, tweaked it a little bit collaboratively, and that's what we had. Compensation-wise, it's kind of nice, and we both came in with the exact same number. So the compensation was based on a formula that said this person would be expected to work another hour a day at least. And so we did some math, and that equated to about a 15% raise. So that's where the salary schedule came from, and we were on the same page from day one on that. We are hopeful this is going to draw a great group of teacher leaders that are interested, that will go through the process, and hopefully will help soon.
Eric, can you clarify that this is extra pay for extra work? This is not
Extra pay for
replacement.
extra work, right? It's equivalent of an hour a day, or we also, the precedent before was when we bought back a teacher's at Buena Vista, for example, there's a 6-period day, 1 period to be in prep. In the past, due to some shortages, we worked out a buyback. So we use a 1/7 ratio, but it is definitely for extra work. The expectation is probably an extra 60 minutes a day.
You had some concerns that you wanted to share.
I think
Turn on.
getting I think most of us are on the same page. I think the teacher concern is that the description as is vague. They would like some more specifics in it, which you just touched on. I think the key is that it is not simply extra money for extra responsibilities. It clearly is additional time. It's not the normal teacher. It's not the teacher doing the job they've always done and then getting paid more. There is more time that's going to be needed to be dedicated to it. I think as written, I think it has some specific things in the description which might limit those that want to apply. I think we need to change just a few words to make it broader, to not eliminate people from out of the district, as well as encourage those that are in the district to apply. We've talked about that. I think it's wonderful that we're looking to bring someone from within up. I think that's I think that's the way the teachers want it to go, and I think that's what we're dedicated to doing. So, I think my concerns have been heard. So I'm good.
Okay, Steve, did you?
My only tweak is a simple, the job description, desired qualifications, minimum qualifications about the 10 and 5-year benchmark. Try not to use any F-bombs. Okay. So if we have a candidate that doesn't meet that benchmark internally, the salary schedule reads like they're blocked, tacitly. Whether that was intentional or not, I recommend that the salary schedule be completely filled out, although I will absolutely, at least for 3 more meetings, not counting this one, be opposed to elevating someone out of the classroom with only a couple, 3 years of experience. That does not work. I can give you many examples to the large district right over here where that's not working. We need instructional leaders that have done the work, that know the work, before they evolve from their classroom and become instructional leaders.
Okay.
Are there any F-bombs?
Yeah, actually, the salary schedule part's the next item on here.
Well,
but we'll
they
consider
kind
them
of go
together.
hand in hand.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have to repeat it then, I guess.
Mr. Villarico, any input on this job description as it currently stands? Okay.
One idea is, so we flew the position last Friday and went to every teacher in the district, both their personal and professional emails, just to make sure it was out there with the close of this Friday. But with the good point Steve made about the salary schedule, making it, the 5 and 10 is actually desirable, so any teacher could apply. But it does, you're right. If you read this, it looks like.
Keyword mean desirable in a perfect rule, but not limiting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, there's required and there's desirable. A lot of times you see desirable bilingual, for example.
Right.
But we could fill out the rest of the cells so it's as inclusive. Repost tomorrow for another week. Close it next Friday. Let people know there's been some slight modifications. Change one word on here. Stephanie, I think you pointed out to me, 5 years must be in the district, 5 years recommended in the district.
Yeah, if we just scroll down a little bit, Karen,
It's
maybe where it says
it's C, desirable.
yeah, so desirable at least 10 years within 5 years must be in the
Recommended.
district that those are, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can make those changes, repost it.
Oh, and add the thing about the more time, more work.
Okay.
for the additional pay.
We'll figure out how
So
to get
that's
that in
that's
somewhere.
clear.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and you're right. It's actually the next motion, but we'll talk about it here. The salary schedule appears to block out anybody, even though we've said that those requirements are desirable.
Right.
So we need to fill out that salary schedule,
Yeah.
post it for another week, and
Yeah. That
that's
just got
the way to
passed
move
us.
forward.
Absolutely.
I do have, before we go to a vote, I do have a process question. This is a actionable first read, which usually is informational, but I understand the time constraints of trying to kick off the year and have staffing settled. Hopefully we can do that with this shift if we get there. It's our intention to see it for a second read next meeting. But do you plan on hiring and staffing it in the interim, or are you going to wait until we're done with it in September?
Like to staff it in the interim to get the person going.
So I have just like a process question, like,
Good question.
so I mean, like if things were to, I don't have a crystal ball and I'm not anticipating any trouble with this as an action item in the September meeting. But what if it fails to pass in the September meeting?
Right.
But we've already filled the position. I have concerns
Right.
about process. That's all.
Would, process-wise, if we agreed to the edits now, for example, 5 years recommended in the districts. The cell changes, and I guess we just need to collectively come up with that wording for additional time for pay. Would that capture, so then there essentially be no changes that you haven't heard and blessed here?
I guess there's an expectation that we're going to basically so move
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So that- that's just a little weird. No, it is.
No, it is.
But the timing is
There would be no changes, new changes that, like, whatever you guys, we could wait a month when we talk this plan.
I don't know, I would want, as a teacher, a colleague, a parent, used to be a parent in this district, you know, a student, I would like my teacher on day one to be my teacher on day 180,
Yeah, I agree.
you know, and then, you know, then you're gonna get noise if you have a superstar, assuming a superstar is gonna elevate to these positions, right? That is no longer the teacher, then you're gonna get noise about, you know, separation anxiety from a superstar.
Yeah.
You know, and so to avoid that is, you know, staffing out of the chute would be nice. But we're kind of in a pickle on doing a 2-meeting swing to adjudicate this.
Right. My understanding, though, is that a teacher that takes this position will be the same person on day one
that's
and day
right.
180. They're
That's
just doing
right.
additional
That's
work.
right.
We're
That's
not
right.
buying them
Okay.
out.
So that alleviates that concern.
Yeah, that alleviates that concern
All right.
anyhow.
So
But the
it's-
process one is real because it's weird.
Basically, they're prep plus an hour of work.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So that concern.
Well, I had another concern, and she just moved up here, that this is something that you had to go to the negotiation committee to, you know, are we making changes in what you negotiated with the,
Well, I think what is negotiable is the salary, and there's no changes there. We agreed to that. It would just, the only thing on the schedule that would just,
It's not fully filled in.
the
so
money
it
wouldn't
was-
change, but instead of putting 15% on every cell, we only did after 10 years of experience.
Backfill it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same percentage, just backfill it.
that's what it looks like.
Because what if your best candidate
So
only has
basically
4
fill up the
years?
top.
You're going to jump them to step 10? You know, I don't know. I don't know how that would play in your unit, but I know I wouldn't mind.
So
Okay.
negotiation, I think we're
Yeah.
fine, because with the job description, honestly, we obviously want their input, but the board ultimately decides the job description.
Yeah.
well, it doesn't seem like there are major changes in that, really. It's just clarification. So but I want to give you a chance to say, your hair's
Slow
not
down
standing
there,
up
yeah.
here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. And just to make sure it's clear for everybody that because we said that those 10 years were desirable and not mandatory, the schedule could go down because it's conceivable that we could hire somebody with less than 10 years. So those salary schedule cells ought to be filled with. Okay, so that's your direction.
Bring, hire, go out,
Yeah.
make the changes, repost for a week, hire, reset, come back with the very modified, very, very little tweaks with basically the only thing is the one word and something about the position expectation is more extra pay for more work, whatever. So,
And with 3 people to agree.
in October,
No.
September. I'm sorry. I just jumped to
How was
We're
that
still
first month?
thinking, man. We're in October. We have seabeds. That's why. It was fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Trying to get those kids to school.
All right.
Okay, so to review, we are voting on the motion to approve the teacher in charge job description. Clear? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 401. And now, can I get a motion to approve the teacher in charge salary schedule with the changes as specified? Second? Any more discussion? Mr. Virgo? No. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 401. Committee's update?
Not a lot. Okay. opportunity to work over the summer, with the exception of our equity team just reconvened within the last couple of weeks. And I'm gonna, if you don't mind, Stephanie, you got a lot going on, but you know more than I do. Do you mind?
Sure. Well,
Thank you.
I'd
Actually,
like to pass it to one of the co-leads.
yes.
If you'd like, would you like to speak about it? Or I can.
Sorry, we're doing a lot to you today. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the equity team committee, we have been chatting, and not on an official level, and then somewhat official 2 days ago, or yesterday. Yesterday? 2 days ago. Yes, I'm not on the spot or anything. So we are going to work on welcoming our families to the district on kindergarten testing day, on sixth grade orientation, and on the day before back to school. So what do we call that? Pre-back to school day. Meet and greet. I'm prepared for this, folks. And our goal is to make sure every family in this district is on Parent Square. So we were discussing, Dr. Trallo and I, how he's been on it and he's been communicating with all the families via Parent Square. And we were saying, but what if they're not on there? What if they're not getting emails? What if they're not getting their messages on email? So we were saying, so we've got to do a pre-step to that. So that's how we decided that we need to go out and force to all of these pre-things and meet and greet the families one-on-one and do little handy cards, QR code cards, and say, hi, welcome, and please sign up, and we will help you do this. And so we had a little gathering, and we said that we were going to do this. And we are making, we talked about making these little posters for the front offices for families in Spanish and in English on how to sign up for Parent Square, and then have little postcards in the front offices as well. And then we're going to do this there. And then after that, we're going to have also a tech meeting, what was that called? The Parent Academy after school starts as well. And then invite the parents also to equity meetings. So that's it in a nutshell. Did I miss anything? Sorry? No, because we haven't started our equity meetings yet. See, this was all a pre.
But you have a schedule. You've put together a schedule.
I do have a schedule, but I don't have it with me.
No, we're going to
I wasn't ready
We're
yet.
We're going to share it with people.
So it's all coming
Okay.
soon.
Yes.
All right, sorry. I went
Thank
on
you.
a little bit. Wasn't ready for this.
Yeah, no, you did great. For not being prepared, you did great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Williams quarterly report.
Oh, did I miss something?
I should say
Yeah,
non-Williams.
top of it.
Oh, yeah. Non-Williams quarterly report.
And we had none. As is the trend. So it's just formality.
Yeah. Present it. Yeah, I knew there was nothing there. All right, now it's the consent agenda.
Second?
Did you move it?
No, I did.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0-1. Can we get to the September agenda, just a review of committee assignments? 'Cause I'm kind of getting confused.
Just where we're at, because we usually don't set them till December, but just remind us where we're at.
Yeah,
Reminder.
yeah, and where we're going to need to fill. I mean,
Can
Yeah.
I piggyback on that?
yeah.
And I know we're working on this in regards to LCAP and equity, which are two of our board committees, putting together a calendar for the year. So like days putting together a calendar for when we'll be planning to meet. Set everything.
What's that? You're on the side, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's great. Is, you're talking about something online calendar? Yeah, okay, great. Okay, that's it. Motion to adjourn? All in favor say aye. The motion passes 4-0-1. Thank you very much.